Excellent. Good morning. My name is Karl. I'm delighted to present to you Protembis today and to kick off the pitching session now. We are a cardiovascular medical device company based in Aachen, Germany. We have about 14 FTEs, treated 70 patients to date. The clinical need we are addressing is brain injury during or after TAVR procedure, and we have a novel device to reduce the risk of brain lesions and stroke during these procedures. Brief history, we did 4 funding rounds to date. We raised 20 million in capital over 8 years. Most recently, we have achieved CE mark under MDR. We have a fully FDA-approved IDE study in up to 500 patients. On the bottom, you see a couple of our investors on the cap table. At the moment, we're raising 30 million euros in a Series B funding, which will bring us up to 510(k) clearance. Stroke rate remains elevated during or after TAVR procedures, despite late generation TAVR systems. But equally important, all of the TAVI patients actually suffer from silent infarcts during the procedure. These lead to cognitive decline, increase the risk of stroke, dementia, and other side effects that a 65-year-old patient is not willing to tolerate in the future. And why do I say that, 65 years? Because we believe that the future TAVR population will be at that age group or even younger. So brain injury is going to be a barrier for future adoption in lower risk patients. We have developed the only left radial device for protection of patients during TAVR procedures. Radial access, I'm sure you know, comes with a lot of advantages, one being fewer bleeding complications as opposed to femoral access, and very importantly, we have no interaction with the TAVR procedure. We don't compete in the same vessel as other embolic protection devices. We provide protection of the brain across all 3 head vessels. We have the smallest filter pores by far. The device is very easy to handle. It is a pure and true adjunct device for the procedure. It could be deployed in less than 5 minutes in the recent CE mark study. Very importantly, looking at the future marketing of this device, it can be used with any commercially available TAVR system on the market. The market is large. The total addressable market is 2 billion by 2030. And at the moment, Sentinel, the only device on the market, penetrates around 15% without having reimbursement, without Boston having a valve on the market in the US at the moment, and never demonstrating a clinical benefit for the patient. We believe we'll be the first company to actually provide and demonstrate a clinical benefit to the patient in reducing brain injury, and therefore can penetrate 45% of the market by 2030. Competition is fierce in this attractive market, but we have several technological advantages and also a very important timing advantage at the moment, as we are the only IDE, are the only company with full IDE approval for a study that will show a benefit for the patient. We have a strong IP portfolio, multiple granted patents in all relevant markets, cleared FDO situation via multiple external analysis. We did 2 clinical studies, one first-in-human study, one CE mark study, and the most recent CE mark study demonstrated that the device is safe and, above all, performs as intended and exceeds expectations. That was a study in 10 different sites. This is also reflected in the clinical outcome. We didn't have any death or stroke in patients who received the device. The most important outcome of this study was, though, that no patients or patients who received the ProtEmbo device didn't have any large single lesions whatsoever in the brain. And that is a pre-specified analysis in this study, which was done by an external core lab. So 94% of patients had no lesions above 350 cubic millimeters. These findings led to an IDE study For safety and efficacy, the study is powered for MRI brain lesion reduction in up to 500 patients. It's a very innovative design. We will randomize Protembo versus no protection and the Sentinel. And this is an adaptive trial design. We use group sequential approach via multiple interim analysis, and that means independent of the effect size of the Protembo, we will win anyway between 250 to maximum 500 patients. We have a very renowned group of leaders for this study. Roxana Miran is the study chair. Sushil Kodali, Raj Makar, and Stefan Hausig are the global PIs of the study. We have 25 plus sites fully onboarded across USA and Europe. And we anticipate to start enrollment in Q4 of this year with an estimated 510K clearance by the end of 2025. We have a strong team to execute this with seasoned executives in the field of embolic protection. Our board is led by Azin Paresgar, who was the ex-CEO of Claret Medical. And also new on the board is Jay Mocco. He's the immediate past president of the Society of Endovascular Neurosurgery in the United States. So to wrap up, we have a product here that has key competitive advantages, is CE marked via the MDR route. We have positive clinical evidence. We have a fully approved IDE study and will be in the position to be the second mover after Sentinel, but with the big difference that we will show a benefit for the patient, which is clinically meaningful. We have a team to execute this, a strong IP position, and 20 million has been invested to date. We're raising 30 million, of which 15 is coming also already from insiders, and we are looking forward to discussions with you over the next days. So thank you very much for your attention.